Let me talk to you for a minute about feminist sloganeering that invariably is sold as some sort of stop the violence initiative, like the Take Back the Nights and the Slut Walks, followed up by proclamations of female independence. Take Back the Night represents yet another example of feminist delusion in regards to how the world operates. Now, it's common sense that a lot of deviant criminal deeds go down at night, and we have the National Crime Victimization Survey from the Bureau of Justice Statistics report that 68% of rapes occur at night between the hours of 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. This means that by definition, women that choose to go out at night will have a higher likelihood of getting raped. This is not to be conflated with an advocation of rape against women. It is simply a glaringly obvious reality. The same way that saying men who go to prison are more likely to get raped is a statement of fact that in no way advocates male prison rape. It also goes without saying that rape should be fought against, deterred, and punished to the fullest extent possible. And that's whether it be in prison or at nighttime or any other time or place that it occurs. The problem lies not in the desire to stop rape, but in how the dominant political narrators in the form of the feminist movement demand that it is fought against. Crime is fought by first determining the likelihood of when and where it will happen. What is the entropy associated with this particular kind of crime, and where are the variables, and how do they play into how and when this crime is committed? If we can determine that most of these rapes against women are occurring at night, let's say while walking home from clubs or from night class or getting off from work, we see that we have an increasing amount of variables from which a potential rapist can select the woman he wishes to victimize. We have also the problem of the variability of where a rapist can be at any given time. Their locations and where they choose to attack are as fluid as the locations of the victims when they are attacked. This means that the most effective means of prevention for rapes that occur within the highly variable confines of society at large is to punish it severely when and only when it has been proven under the law to have happened beyond a reasonable doubt. It is factually irrefutable to say that the population of rapists within a given society is minuscule compared to the total population of men in that given society. And I say only men because feminists, of course, operate under the assumption that only men commit rape. Even though this statement is patently false, I will, for the purposes of debunking their arguments, address the only type of rape that they apply their indignation to. If you have a problem with wasps and their stingers, knowing that the total number of wasp nests compared to the amount of benign and even beneficial insects are small on your 30 acres of property, you do not charter Cessnas to carpet bomb the entire property with carcinogenic pesticides. You track down the individual wasp nests and you punish them, not the entire ecosystem, but only the wasps. Now, many left-wing feminist types show a capacity for understanding the potential criminality of calling for extreme and oppressive measures in hopes of preventing crime. They eloquently and yet hypocritically point out how an overzealous desire to stop terrorism has resulted in the trampling of the civil liberties of society at large. They correctly make the assertion that in order for our society to enjoy their civil liberties, we must accept that it is impossible to stop every terrorist attack before it happens, and thus, in order to retain our rights and freedoms, we must confront the reality that these attacks not only can, but will eventually happen. And yet it's feminists that call for an infallible and ever-vigilant prevention of rape before it even happens. They demand this protection from the patriarchy nonetheless. They proclaim their intentions to take back the night. But how many feminists do you see on the front lines actively attempting to find and physically prevent a rape in progress from happening? You see, what they really mean is that they want men to take a portion of the night that has always belonged to very dangerous individuals capable of murder and rape and offer it up to them in a shiny little package of protection and patrols and policing, all provided for by men, i.e. the patriarchy, for women. The feminist claim that only men can stop rape requires the editing of only one word in order to become a general but much more accurate truth. Only men do stop rape. One of the largest instances of mass rape occurred after the Russian occupation of Germany during World War II, after all of the German male soldiers were killed, and you'd be correct to make the correlation between the lack of male soldiers to defend German women and the occurrence of mass rape by the Russian soldiers. The fact that these mass rapes occurred during war does not change the fact that in any setting, civilian or otherwise, it is only men that do stop rape. Even when a woman intervenes to prevent a rape in progress, this intervention will be invariably in the form of an appeal to get men to physically stop it from happening. Yet the fact remains that women are completely within their rights to arm themselves and shoot and kill anyone that seeks to rape them. Perhaps since men know that no random woman would ever stop him from getting raped or robbed or murdered, he knows then that his first and most effective line of defense from these crimes is in fact his ability to arm himself. And the same holds true for women, regardless of how many slut walks and take back the night initiatives they kick off. Ironically, the very type of rape that is best combated against with the measures that feminists seek to apply to the whole of society is also the type of rape that receives the least amount of attention from feminists, in the form of none at all. And I'm referring, of course, to male prison rape, in that the 100,000 or so square feet of a modern prison is orders of magnitude smaller than society at large, and constant, ever-present surveillance backed up by the potentially immediate reaction of force once a rape in progress is detected is much more feasible within the confines of a prison as opposed to the public sphere. The feminist narrative, unfortunately, is one that claims to fight against rape in all of its forms whilst pretending that only women can be victims of it. How very convenient.